Good morning, people. We are in Alicante, Spain. That is where my show will be. And yesterday I flew in pretty late, so my house is a mess. But I slept like a baby. Let's get started with the day. Basically, to give you guys just a quick rundown, today is one day out from the show. So that means tomorrow I'm going to have to check in, basically weigh in. So go to the venue, give my weight, my height, and everything. And then the day after tomorrow, we are doing the show. So basically, right now, you can see that I am already pretty lean. As per the protocol on the diet that I'm doing right now, the diet is basically keto only. So that means I have cut out all my carbs. So for example, right here, I have some prepped chicken that I'm eating, maybe some shredded cheese. I'll give you the diet rundown later because I'm going to be eating as well. But basically, there's no carbs at all. And then tomorrow, I'm going to reintroduce carbs and basically carb load so that my muscles look even fuller. But that's basically the plan. 19 weeks of dieting, all coming to an end. The show is so close. It's so close. But in the meantime, in the mornings, I usually do posing routines. So basically, I'll just force myself to go through poses to basically make it so that I'm used to posing when I actually step on stage. Now, this is not fun at all. Going through poses and trying to hold them is not fun at all, but I have to do this because if you don't know how to pose on stage, you can't display your muscles, so you have to do this, but it is not fun at all. Oh, and of course, I usually do this in my posing trunks. So these are just my underwear. These right here are my posing trunks. Let me put them on real quick. And there we go. So these are the posing trunks. They cost a shit ton. So these posing trunks right here cost 70 euros, but they do look much better than any regular underwear. So let me now go through a couple poses that I need to do on stage. So that right there are the couple poses that I'm gonna have to be doing. Again, they're very hard and I have to basically practice and be able to hold them for a very, very long time. So that's why I need to practice them more. So for the morning, I'm just gonna basically force myself for like an hour to just go through the poses and hopefully get better at them. Okay, that finishes about 30 minutes of posing. Posing is super, super exhausting, especially like in this phase of the diet, but it's just something that I gotta do. Another thing that I did not mention is I'm also basically water depleting, sorta. So basically your body holds a lot of water. So for the show, we need to kind of get it out of our bodies so that we look the best, right? So for today, I'm supposed to be drinking a lot of water. However, tomorrow, I'm not going to be drinking basically any water. And what that is going to do, it's going to draw out all the water from my body, and then I can look the absolute driest that I can be. Basically, what I'm trying to say is the bodybuilding show is not only controlling my diet, my sleep, my training, it's also controlling my water intake. So yeah, I just checked my prep info. So for today, I can drink 4 liters of water, and that should be good. And then tomorrow, I'm going to be only drinking 1 liter of water. And basically what that does, yeah, you keep going to the toilet so your body excretes all the water, and then you look super, super dry. Honestly, you do not know how delicious this water is right now. And also, one last thing for the bodybuilding prep, also, I'm controlling my sodium intake. So basically, it's not too drastic. You shouldn't be controlling your sodium intake too drastically for your first bodybuilding show. But basically, I'm lowering my sodium intake as it gets closer to the show. If you intake too much sodium, your body holds on to water more. So if you want to look super, super dry for a bodybuilding show, you have to kind of decrease your sodium intake. And then the result will be basically you will look drier. So you will look drier from no water, you will look drier from no sodium, and you will look full from the carbs and from the supercharging of the carb depletion and then carb loading. So it is a lot of things, and I have learned insane amounts of knowledge on this prep on these 19 weeks. It is inexplainable. Just putting yourself into a show and then going through all the motions, learning everything has taught me so much. Okay, another thing that I think would be pretty fun is I'm gonna go through everything that I packed for this show. So let me show you. This right here is all of the clothing and stuff, and then this right here is all of the diet. So let me go through them. So first of all, what I packed was a USB stick. This is very important. Basically, what I have on this USB stick is my posing routine music. So basically, after posing, you also do an individual posing routine where they just let you go on stage. They give you your music, and then you just pose and show off your body. This right here has my posing routine music, so that's why it's very important. I'm gonna have to give it to them when I want to do my posing routine, so that's very important. Then I have also brought a measuring tape, which I'm going to use to basically measure my waist at its smallest. So I'm thinking tomorrow morning I'm gonna measure my waist and just see how small it can get. Third thing that I have brought here is tanning color. So this right here, Pro Tan. Basically, you may have noticed that I already have like a darker kind of skin or darker areas. So for example, you can see my face is pretty white, but my arm is pretty dark. Basically, for the past couple of days, I have been applying like a self-tanning gel so that my skin looks darker. Basically, what that does is if your skin is darker on stage, you can show off your muscles much better. You can see the muscle definition much better. This right here is something much stronger than what I have been using, and I'm going to use it tomorrow, but basically it's going to also make my skin look a lot darker, and I'm going to use this basically like sponge to kind of rub it on myself, and then that's going to make me look darker. Then I also have some bands. So this is for pumping up before going on stage. In some shows, they don't allow you to pump up before going on stage. In some shows, they do allow you. Basically, what pumping up is, it's just bringing blood into the muscle so that it looks more full, more vascular, and you can do many routines like lateral raises with this band. You can do bicep curls backstage, and that just makes you, like, it brings blood into the muscle and makes you look better. So that's why I have the band, but I'm not quite sure if they're going to allow me to actually pump up before going on stage. Then I obviously have my trusty camera stick. So this is just what I use to film my videos. I have a pair of long pants. So usually I walk around in shorts, but in case I need long pants, in case it's too sunny outside, and while I'm walking to the venue where the show's happening, and I don't want to get my legs burnt, I might put on long pants to kind of cover up from the sun. That's why I have long pants. Then I also have some flip flops. So this is backstage as well. You can't wear shoes backstage, and you're also like basically half naked. You only have your posing trunks on backstage, and you can have some flip flops on so that your feet aren't touching the ground or anything. So that's why you gotta bring flip flops. Then I have my trusty shaving thing, razor shaver. This I'm gonna use to basically remove all the hair from my legs, my arms. There's actually a rule inside the like there's a rule when going on a bodybuilding show. When you join a bodybuilding show, there's a rule that states that you can't have hair on your body at all. So everyone is, it's mandatory that you basically shave your everything before going on stage. So I'm gonna be using this to basically shave off as much hair from my body as possible. I don't think I'm gonna use a razor because that's just kind of excessive, and I think I can basically get rid of as much hair as it is needed with this already. So I don't think I'm gonna use a razor, but I'm gonna use this to get rid of as much hair as possible. And also, if you get rid of the hair, you look more defined as well. So that's good as well. Then I have a small towel in case I need it to maybe sit on backstage or maybe do something with it. And lastly, over here we have our posing trunks. Posing trunks, again, as I said, they were fucking expensive as fuck, but you need good posing trunks. You need black posing trunks. That's a rule as well when doing a bodybuilding show. And then we move on to the table. So I'm gonna go through all these things that I have here. So obviously, first of all, you gotta have a scale. I'm weighing out everything and anything. Scale is gonna be your friend, especially for a bodybuilding show, for dieting. I need to know everything that goes into my body, especially now that I'm this close to the show. So scale, very important. Then I have obviously my food. So I have my chicken that I have prepared. There's chicken inside here. I have some rice cakes. So rice cakes I'm gonna use for basically carbing up. So this is for tomorrow. And also for food, I have some candy. So this is about 2,500 calories of just pure candy, pure carbs. This I'm gonna be eating tomorrow, definitely for carbing up. but I might need to go to a store today to buy some more food or maybe some other carb sources. I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna go to a store today to check out what they have there. But this is basically my carbing up sources: rice cakes and candy, a lot of candy. So that's what I'm gonna be using tomorrow and in the day of the show. And also, lastly, for food, I have some shredded cheese. So this is cheese. This is for the keto diet. So cheese is very good for just having protein and just fat. So this I'm going to eat today. But for the diet, I'm gonna go a bit more in depth today because I'm gonna show you what I eat. And also then we have some salt. So in here I have some salt. If I need to use it just before the show, or if I need to use little amounts today or tomorrow maybe. So just I brought salt just in case. Then we obviously have our trusty water bottle to make sure that I get in exactly the amount of water that I need. I can't just be drinking from a cup. I need to be drinking from a bottle. So I know this bottle has about 500 milliliters of water that it can fit. So I usually drink from this, and then I know that that's 500 milliliters of water. Then we have our vitamins. So this right here is our vitamins. Basically, I use them to keep my energy up. If you're in a super deep deficit, you're going to miss out on a lot of vitamins. So you need to basically supplement with things like this so that your energy still stays high. And also, what I have in here, another thing is ibuprofen. So that's basically medicine for headaches. In these last couple days leading up to the show, you may experience a lot of headaches due to not drinking a lot of water, due to not eating a lot of salt, and just stress. So you need to have headache pills if you do experience headaches. And lastly, on this table, what we have is pre-workout. So basically, the reason behind a pre-workout is I'm not quite sure if I'm going to take it, but I might take some pre-workout right before the show. So that basically just is going to give me some caffeine so that I have energy to pose better, to do better, to look more vascular from the caffeine. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to use it because caffeine also can bloat your stomach. So you kind of have to be careful with it. But I do have a pre-workout in case I need caffeine. Another thing with caffeine is that right now I'm basically using no caffeine at all. So, because as I said, caffeine has that bloating effect. So I'm trying to use as little caffeine as possible so that my stomach is not bloated at all for these couple days leading up to the show. Basically, everything that I'm doing in these couple days is to not be bloated. You want to control your midsection as much as possible before the show, so that you look the best. So everything that I'm doing here is just so I'm not bloated. So I'm also not using caffeine, but I may use some caffeine to feel energetic before the show. But that's basically everything that I have in my room, everything that I brought for the show. I think now I'm gonna have to go to the store, just check out what they have there, maybe buy something. So see you at the store. Okay, we are at the store. So you have to also remember that I have not eaten yet, and it's like 11 already, so I'm hungry looking at these foods. Another thing you may notice is that for this keto diet, I'm staying away from vegetables and fruit as much as possible. That is basically because fruit and vegetables have a lot of fiber. So I need to consume them as little as possible. While things like fruit and vegetables are very filling, basically what fiber does, it also bloats your stomach, and that is obviously bad. As I said before, we want as little bloating as possible. So for this keto diet and for these couple days leading up to the show, I basically want to consume as little fiber as possible. Okay, here's what I'm looking at. This Greek yogurt has as little fat as possible, as little carbs as possible, and as much protein. So I'm gonna get this for the Greek yogurt. Then for our carb source, I have found some honey here. And I think honey will do the best because honey is just sugar, just carbs. And I can use honey with my rice cakes. So I think I'm gonna go with honey. Again, you don't want to take anything that has too much fat because a lot of carb sources like chips, like other stuff, have a lot of fat. You want as little fat as possible for carbing up. So I think honey is gonna be the best. And also I've seen other people say that you could use like burgers and like stuff like that for carbing up. I don't think that's the best idea because burgers have a shit ton of fat in them as well, shit ton of protein. And basically, when carbing up, you just want carbs because fat will slow your digestion. It will stay in your stomach longer. Protein will stay in your stomach longer as well. Also, slow digestion, meaning you might get bloated. So, you do not want protein or a lot of fat before your show. You want a lot of carbs, simple carbs, not fiber. So that's why I get my honey. And lastly, we need some water. And I think this right here is probably the best choice. 5 liters of water, very cheap. Now let's get back home and eat. Oh my god, I want to eat so bad. Okay, we are back home and holy shit, that felt like a lot. Another thing, yeah, that I wanted to say is anything that I do in these past days, like leading up to the show, anything you do feels like so much. Like it feels like such a drag to do everything. But that's another thing. That's just because, your energy low. But I wanted to talk about what I bought a bit more. So this I'm going to be eating today. Basically, Greek yogurt is protein and also this is 0% fat. So it's just protein. Now, there are two different types of Greek yogurt though that you have to look out for. There's a type of Greek yogurt that has carbs in it and a lot of sugar, and there's the type that has less carbs and less sugar. You want to look for the type of Greek yogurts that are obviously 0% fat, but also look for the ones that have as little carbs in them as possible. So this right here, the one that I found was the least amount of carbs, but it still has some carbs. It has 4 grams of carbs per 100 grams and 50 calories. But so for today's diet, I want to minimize my carbs as much as possible. Just eat protein, just minimize my carbs as much possible. Just eat protein, just eat fats, and basically be on a keto diet. This Greek yogurt having some amount of carbs is kind of bad. We don't want that, but I'm gonna have to deal with it. My diet is already like so super strict already. I'm gonna show you what I eat for breakfast and lunch and dinner. I eat the same thing all 3 times. But yeah, that's the type of Greek yogurt that you got to be looking for. Secondly, the honey. So honey, basically I was reading while shopping online, I was reading that you need to consume a lot more carbs than I thought. So I think I probably have enough carbs here. So obviously I have the honey, I have the candy, that's about 2,500 calories of candy, and I have a shit ton of of rice cakes, but I also bought some honey, so maybe I can use the honey with the rice cakes, and that's just going to carb me up even more. I'm still not quite sure what I'm gonna do for tomorrow, how I'm gonna carb up, but we'll see. Then I'll do some research in my off time today. But talking about the honey, honey is the best thing for carving up. It's fast digesting. It has no salt. So a lot of things have salt also, which I can't be eating right now. It's pure carbs, no fat, no protein. It's just sugar, just carbs. This is exactly what you need, and you will see a lot of other people when they carb up, they do something like rice cakes with honey because that is just carbs. Now, rice cakes for carbing up is not too great because it has a lot of fat and a lot of protein and a lot of salt in it as well. So as you can see right here, if you can see there, it has a lot of salt, a lot of fat, a lot of protein, which is not that great for carbing up, but I think we're still gonna do it. And lastly, obviously, we bought some water. So this is just so that I don't have to drink tap water from the sink, because obviously sometimes you can get sick from drinking tap water, and that leads to bloating. Again, that leads to gases in your stomach, and that leads to you looking worse. So everything is very, very calculated, very, very planned. Also, another fun thing that I noticed is that I'm kind of getting the prep phase. So for bodybuilders, usually when they water deplete, which I'm doing right now, you get this kind of like skeleton-like face where your cheeks cave in and you basically look like a skeleton. That's the bodybuilding prep face. I'm kind of getting it right now. Like you can kind of see a bit of caving in my cheeks, but that's another thing. So let's get on with eating breakfast. So let me just prepare my breakfast. Okay, so it is about 12 a.m. right now. So it's very late in the day. This is when I eat my first meal because right now I'm basically trying to push back all my meals as far back into the day as possible because then I can not be hungry during the night, because if you're hungry during the night you can't sleep and that's very, very bad. So basically I try to push all my meals to as late into the day as possible. For breakfast, I have kind of figured out what I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat 125 grams of chicken, plain chicken. I'm going to eat 200 grams of the Greek yogurt. I'm going to eat about 40 grams of cheese, shredded cheese, and I'm going to eat 2 rice cakes. That is going to be my breakfast. That may not sound too great, but trust me, when you're this deep into the diet, basically everything tastes amazing. And this combination makes no sense to a normal person, but it tastes godly to me. Oh, and by the way, this is about 500 calories. So if I'm eating 3 times a day, that's basically 1,500 calories, and that's what I can eat for today. I'm going to drink 500 milliliters of water with this meal, so that goes towards my daily water intake. And here I have laid out my food like this. So this may look crazy, but Greek yogurt, rice cakes, chicken, and some shredded cheese. So very simply, what I do is just take the rice cake, and this is what I'm gonna do also for lunch and for dinner. Very similar meals like this. I take the rice cake, I take the Greek yogurt, and Greek yogurt just kind of sticks together the rice and the chicken. So I just take a bit less. I just smear it onto the rice cake. I take some very little rice. I put it not rice. I take some cheese, and then lastly I take some chicken Put it on there. And small, very small bites like this. Mmm. And that just tastes amazing. It feels like, I don't know, I'm like eating at a 5-star restaurant basically. That's what the diet does to you. But yeah, I'm just gonna finish this meal, watch a couple episodes of the TV show, and then we'll see what happens after that. Okay, and meal is finished. So that took me about 45 minutes to down. A shit ton of time for 500 calories. But after breakfast, we take our pills. So one pill is iron supplement, one pill is zinc supplement. This pill is B vitamin supplement, basically for energy. And this right here is magnesium for cramping, so that I don't cramp. Because when you're depleting on salt, you're going to cramp a lot. And now I think I'm just going to rest. So basically just watch some videos, maybe figure out how I'm going to carb up tomorrow. And also lay my legs up. So basically what this does is it gets all the blood out of your legs. And this is just for kind of recovery purposes, I suppose. Because yesterday I walked a lot. Because I was in the airport. So now, today, I'm just gonna basically lay up my legs so that all the swelling goes down from them. And yeah, just figure some shit out for like a couple hours. Just rest, honestly. Like, I'm just doing nothing today. And then see what else I could do. I think I'm also going to probably shave, try to shave for today. And also I have to do a bit more posing. So those are the two things that I need to do today. And also figure out what I'm going to do tomorrow, how I'm going to carb up and all that. So that's basically what I'm going to do now. But main point, just rest. Okay, I've decided that I'm going to go on a small walk, just kind of switch it up. And right now it's about 15, so 3 p.m. And I think after the walk, we can maybe look at if we can eat something. Wow, okay. I feel like absolute shit. The keto diet is definitely destroying me right now. I swear, I've been walking for like 10 minutes and I'm already dying. Like, dying. Okay, yes, we made it back into the store somehow. I don't know, it's just more fun to look at food while you walk. So, that's how I got into the store. Okay, that was absolutely horrendous. I think I did like 2,000 steps maybe, but I'm just so exhausted, I don't even give a fuck. And another thing that I noticed was that I am sweating a bit while being outside, and sweating is not good. Because if I sweat a lot on the show day in the morning, that means my tan is gonna come off. Like this tan that I have right here, it's already sort of coming off a bit onto the towels after I sweat. So that's not great, but yeah, a shit ton of problems and I gotta fix them all. Right now it's about 4 p.m. So I think until 5 p.m. I'm just gonna rest some more. And then I think we can eat lunch at 5 p.m. And after that, I think I'm gonna have to shave. So let's rest. Okay, ladies and gents, it is lunchtime. So for lunch here, I'm going to go for 125 grams of chicken. Then we also have some leftover pork loin. So this is about 50 grams of pork loin. Then we're going to do 150 milligrams of Greek yogurt and 40 grams of cheese, shredded cheese. So just protein, just fat, basically no carbs. So I'm not gonna even do the rice cakes because they do have some salt. I want to cut out all salt right now. So that's what we're gonna do. It is about 5 p.m. right now, so very, very late lunch. But yeah, I'm just gonna destroy this. I'm gonna definitely enjoy this. I'm just gonna eat it kind of like in a mix. But yeah, I'm just gonna watch some TV shows while I do it. Just enjoy the food. So this right here, what the setup is looking like. This is Greek yogurt, 150 grams, 50 grams of pork loin, some shredded cheese, 40 grams, and 125 grams of chicken. It may look like nothing or disgusting, but it's good. It tastes amazing. Okay, I just finished my lunch. I'm just gonna take a quick nap, quick 30-minute nap, maybe power up, and after that we gotta shave. So yeah, I'm just gonna take a nap real quick. Just one very important thing that I want to do, last thing, is shave. So as you can see, I have already shaved everything. I have trimmed, gone over it with the trimmer machine. However, today I'm going to basically do it again and do it super as close to the skin as possible, and hopefully that's good enough. Again, most bodybuilders, when they shave for a show, they use actual razor to make it, as clean as possible. I'm gonna try to not use one, and then tomorrow I might ask the bodybuilding federation if I should use a razor, or if it's good enough with this. But yeah, today what I'm gonna do is just go over my whole body with this machine as close to the skin as possible. Try to cut out as much hair as possible. Hopefully that's good enough. And yes, I'm gonna do everything down there as well. My ass is getting cut as well, so that's gonna be interesting. I'm pretty lucky because I don't have too much back hair, so that's not gonna be too big of a problem. But yeah, it's just gonna be like an hour process of me just cutting everything off. And just like that, all over my body. And it definitely does get rid of some hair. Like, it's hard. You won't see it on camera, but like you can see hair here, but here, where I just cut, it's a bit less. So that's basically what I'm gonna do to my whole body. Make sure there's no long hairs, because long hairs are going to be a problem. Just as tight to the skin as possible. So see you after. Okay, I did not fully finish my shaving, so I'm gonna have to do some more shaving in the morning. This machine, this trimmer, just keeps dying. It has a super low battery life, so basically I have to charge it every 2 minutes. So I have not finished shaving yet, but I have done a good bit. It's about 9 p.m. right now, so very late. So that calls for dinner. And as you may have expected, I'm eating the same old stuff that I have been eating for breakfast and lunch. So 2 rice cakes, just 2.
150 grams of Greek yogurt, and that should finish off this whole tub. So I basically ate a whole tub in a day. 250 grams of chicken. So right here I have about 500 grams of chicken. So I'm gonna split that into two and then eat 250 of that. And 40 grams of shredded cheese. And that will bring our day total of our calories to about 1,500 calories and a shit ton of protein, a shit ton of fat, but basically no carbs. So I think I ate like 50 grams of carbs throughout the whole day, which is nothing. Tomorrow, you will see. Tomorrow, we're gonna eat close to like 600 grams of carbs. So, looking forward to that. But for today, I'm just gonna enjoy. After that, we don't have anything left to do. Might do maybe a little posing in the mirror, and then just go to bed. And that will conclude basically one day out from the show. Okay, man, there we go. It's about 10 p.m. I've done basically all that I should have done. Tomorrow's gonna be a big day. Tomorrow, I gotta do a lot of stuff. I gotta apply my tan. I gotta check in my weight. I got a carb load. Tomorrow's gonna be a big day. So for today, I'm just gonna go to bed at 10 p.m. Hopefully, I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna try to wake up pretty early because I have to start to get used to. I have to get used to waking up early because on show day, I'm gonna have to wake up early for the show. So yeah, tomorrow I'm probably gonna wake up at like 7 or something. So that's why I go to bed at 10 p.m. now. Good night. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am on the toilet right now, and basically, I need to push out all the food from my stomach as much as possible. Yes, I just woke up. I just woke up and I'm on the toilet. And I need to push out all the things that's in my stomach. So I'm just gonna be on the toilet as long as it takes, and hopefully I can shit out something. Because the more I can shit out this morning right now, the leaner my stomach will be, and that's the goal. So I'm just gonna sit on the toilet as long as I have to. Okay, that is absolutely massive. I just took like a massive shit. That's amazing because that means there's less shit in me, which means I can look drier. I could not have asked for more than that. That's a great start for the day. Now, there's a couple things that I want to start with. So first of all, shaving. So I still need to finish shaving some of my arms. My legs are done, but I'm going to get to shaving, finish that. Hopefully this doesn't die. Yeah, I finished the shaving. Mostly, maybe there's some more hair on my back, but I really can't reach that, like up there. Some on my shoulder, but mostly I finished the shaving. I absolutely butchered my pits, so I cut my armpits a bit. Hopefully that heals by tomorrow and it's not as red because you can definitely see on camera right now. So that's a bit of an issue, but shave is finished. Now, another thing I wanted to do is measure my waist. So basically there's this online calculator that calculates your body fat. Now obviously online calculators are not too accurate with calculating body fat, but I still just wanted to mark this as my smallest waist ever. So let's see. That's 70 centimeters. My waist right now is 70 centimeters. Like 3 days ago, it was like 74. But because I've been cutting carbs so much, basically my waist got a lot smaller. And also I need my neck measurement. So that's about 34. Now, I'm gonna put it into an online calculator. Okay, well, that's probably not true, but it said that I have 7% body fat. So I don't think that's probably true. I do think I have a bit more, maybe like 9, 10% body fat. But basically, this online calculator, you put in your neck measurement, you put in your waist measurement, your weight. I actually don't know what my weight is because I don't have a scale here. I had to kind of guess. I think I'm around 67 kilograms weight right now. So you put in your weight, you put in your height, your age, and then it basically like averages how much your body fat percentage is, and I got 7%. So that's yeah, that's cool. That's honestly cool. But okay, now that that's done, we move on to morning posing. So before I start carbing up, so today is gonna be huge. Before I even get into the day, I am going to also pose. So those are the mandatory poses. So those are the poses that I have to do. And then I also do a posing routine by myself, and that lasts about a minute. So now I'm gonna go through my posing routine, which I'm not quite sure if I'm going to have to do on stage because some rules say that like some shows don't even do the posing routine because there may be too many people. Some shows still do the posing routine. So I'm gonna go through my posing routine right now. So that right there is my posing routine. It lasts about a minute when I slow it down a bit. If I do it to my posing music, it like I can do it a lot better. Yeah, now I'm just gonna practice by myself for the next couple minutes for the next like 30 minutes, just posing, get through the poses, and then we can get into possibly eating, which sounds fun. Okay, well, that was fucking pathetic. I think I did like 20 minutes of posing, maybe. But there we go. That's a great starter to the day, I believe. So for today, there's four main things that I want to get done. So first of all, obviously we have to check in, so weigh in the bodybuilding show. So I have to go there at like 12:30. And as I discussed previously, it's gonna be like a 1 hour walk, so I'm gonna have to go there early. But yeah, check in, do that. Then second important thing is I need to apply my tan. So the self tan that I showed you previously, I need to apply that today. And basically, how you apply that, you apply it in two bases. So you apply it once, then you wait about 6 hours, and then you apply it again. So I'm gonna have to do that twice. Then third important thing is obviously have to carb up. So carbing up is gonna be a thing. I'm still kind of scared of spilling over. So what is spilling over? It's basically when you consume too much carbs and you just look fat on stage. So I'm kind of scared of that. I do not want to spill over, but at the same time, I don't want to look flat as well. You'll look flat if you don't consume enough carbs. So you're kind of walking on this fine line, but I'm gonna have to carb up. With carbing up in the morning, I think right now I'm going to consume, or like before I go to the show, I'm gonna consume some candy. That's gonna be my carbing up. I don't want to consume salt in the morning, so I'm still salt depleting. So I'm not eating rice cakes in the morning, but later in the day, in the evening, I'm gonna consume like basically this whole thing. I'm gonna consume this whole thing in the evening. That's gonna be a shit ton of salt, but that's basically the main idea. I don't want salt in the morning, and then I want salt in the evening, and then tomorrow morning I'm gonna consume this whole thing, and that's gonna be a shit ton of carbs and a shit ton of salt. Um, yeah, carbing up is the third important thing. And then the fourth important thing is water depletion. So yesterday I ended up drinking about 5 liters of water or so. So today I have to reduce my water intake to like 1 to 2 liters. So what that is gonna do, it's gonna make me look drier, and then the carbs is gonna make me look fuller. So today we're drinking basically no water. Um, that's gonna be very very hard. I'm already thirsty. I'm like seriously thirsty. So we're gonna have to drink water sparingly. Those are the main four things. So right now it's about 9 a.m. So I still have some time till I have to go to the venue. And I'm also scared to start carving up. I'm seriously scared about this carving up thing. Like I do not want to. I look good right now. Like I'd step on stage looking like this. I think I look pretty amazing. And I don't want to ruin that. Like you saw the chest striations, you saw the leg striations, like running across my quads. Like I don't want to ruin that, and basically how you ruin that is by spilling over, by doing too much carbs, and I don't want to do that. I think I'm gonna aim for like 2,500 calories of just carbs. So yeah, also another thing I didn't discuss for the diet is that I'm not gonna consume any protein, any fat, none. So basically, this right here is today's diet: rice cakes, honey, and candy. That's it. That's today's diet. there's going to be no protein, there's going to be no fat, because as I discussed yesterday, fat and protein is just going to make you bloated, just going to make you full. It's not going to fill up your muscles. Carbs will fill up your muscles. And if you did your carb depleting right, all the carbs that you consume on the day before will go straight to your muscles, make them look a lot fuller. That's the idea. So no protein, no fat, no fiber. Fiber is definitely a no-no. So the rice cakes do have some fiber, very little, but fiber is a no-no. Fiber will only bloat your stomach. So you do not want fiber. That's why I have candy. That's why I have honey, because they don't have as much fiber. But yeah, those are the main four things. So check in, tan, carb up, no water. Sounds simple enough, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, that's kind of a relief. So I actually misread. So the expo opens at 8:30 tomorrow, and then I'm stepping on stage somewhere around 10. Okay, I'm sitting here and contemplating the protein situation. So I previously said that I'm not going to be consuming any protein today, but now I'm kind of concerned because I've been watching a lot of other people do their prep, and these other people still consume like at least some amount of protein. So I'm kind of scared that maybe I do need to consume protein, but I'm not quite sure. I'm really not sure. Okay, change of plans. I will consume some amount of protein in the morning and maybe in the lunch. So, what we're gonna do for breakfast is 125 grams of chicken, two rice cakes, 20 grams of shredded cheese, 15 grams of honey, and 100 grams of candy, of sour candy. I think that will probably be a good breakfast for the carb up and for getting in some amount of protein and some amount of fat. This adds up to be about 600 calories and a lot of carbs, that's for sure. A lot more carbs than I've been having in the past 3 days. Okay, and there we go. That's breakfast right here. 125 grams of chicken, 20 grams of shredded cheese, two rice cakes, 100 grams of candy, and we're gonna add 15 grams of honey on top of one of the cheesecakes. Cheesecakes? The rice cakes. Let's dig into it, honestly. I'm still afraid to eat the carbs for some reason because I just know immediately as I start eating the carbs, that's when it ends. Like that's where the carb depletion ends and the carb loading starts. I'm so afraid to spill over. Honestly, bro, the chicken tastes amazing. 19 weeks of dieting. 19 weeks of dieting, and it all ends right here. Me taking a bite of this candy basically concludes 19 weeks of dieting. Wow. I mean, it tastes like candy. What do you want me to say? But
I think it's more of the emotion behind uh, the candy. This literally concludes 19 weeks of dieting. A shit ton of time, shit ton of dedication, working 24 hours of the day for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. Tastes good. It tastes good. By the end of today, I'm gonna be sick of this candy because I'm basically planning on finishing this whole bag. So, usually when people carb up, they use a variety of foods. Like when I watch other people do their prep, people do a variety of foods. I'm just doing these three foods: honey, candy, and rice cakes. That's all that I'm doing for carbing up. No, like, nothing else. Like, no burgers, no fries, no pizza, no, like, chocolate, no, nothing like that. Just this. It's basically the poor version of carbing up. Within like 30 minutes, this sugar is gonna get into my veins pretty fast, into my muscles, and I'm gonna look a lot better, more vascular. So I'll see how I look after like 30 minutes of this. Okay, now we finished the candy, so we move on to the honey rice cakes. Oh my god, that looks amazing. Oh, excuse me. Oh my god. I have not burped in like months. That's crazy. I just noticed that. That's actually crazy. I have not burped in months. But look at this beauty right here. Golden rice cake. It's about 7.5 grams of honey on there. Mmm. Mmm. For some reason, this tastes better than the candy. That concludes the breakfast of carbing up. Now, I think I'm just gonna get ready for going to the venue for check-ins, for weigh-ins, and yeah, just get ready and get going. Okay, ladies and gents, I have arrived at the venue. The weather is absolutely brutal. I think my tan is coming off completely. Like you can see the sweat stains in my armpits. The tan is gonna be brutal because it's fucking hot as fuck. I feel like I'm getting a heat stroke out here, but at least it's great for dehydration, that's for sure. But I have arrived at the venue here, so I already registered. I got my number, got my certification of participation. Check-ins weren't too bad. Basically, they just weighed me in. They gave me my height. So they weighed me in at 66 kilograms, which is brutal. That is a huge drop. In the past 3 days, I have dropped 4 kilograms. 4 kilograms. And I'm expecting to drop maybe like half a kilogram more. So a brutal water drop here. And another thing is there's like actual bodybuilders here. So like actually big people. But let me just show you what it looks like inside.
So that's kind of what it looks like inside. This is not the actual space where we're going to be competing at. So there's going to be a different space where the stage is going to be. That's where we're going to be going tomorrow. This is just for registration, just for weighing in, but that's kind of what it looks like. I think the lighting was a bit bad there, but you could see there were some big guys. But the thing is, I'm competing in. So basically, this is kind of like an untested show. So I'm natural myself, but people who do take steroids can also compete here. But I'm competing in a true novice classic physique. So basically, what true novice is, it's people who compete for the first time ever. So because I'm competing for the first time ever, I'm competing in a true novice division where I'm basically getting compared with other people who are competing for the first time ever as well. But honestly, I don't really care about the placing. That's really not what I'm focusing on. I'm just like here for the experience. I just want to experience how it is to compete in a bodybuilding show. But we're on the grind. We're on the grind. So I'm gonna check out if there's maybe some buses, or I'm just gonna walk back home. Okay, so to salvage the tan at least a little bit, I've decided that I'm gonna wait for a bus. It's in about 30 minutes, so I'm just gonna wait for the bus and then get back home with a bus. Hopefully, some of the tan still stays on me, even though most of it, you can see the stains. Most of it has gone into my shirt, but that doesn't matter because we're gonna be applying another coat, another two coats of tan, so hopefully those hold up later. But while I'm waiting for the bus, so right now it's about 12:30, I'm also going to snack on some more candy. So this is just the candy, and it's about 200 grams of candy. That's about 600 calories of just pure sugar, pure carbs, straight to the muscle, straight glycogen. So while I'm waiting for my bus, I'm just gonna slowly devour these. Mm. Oh, they're good. See you back at home. We're back home. That was fucking exhausting. But I did learn a couple things that are going to be very important. So let's go through them. I just want to say, while I was eating the candy, I felt like a fat ass, honestly. When you've been not eating like sweets and shit for like 19 weeks. Okay, well, I did eat shit and sweets not too long ago, maybe like a couple weeks ago. I would eat some candy for pre-workout, but I have not eaten candy in like weeks. So it feels kind of like being a fat ass when eating candy now. But I finished the candy, finished those carbs. So we're at like 1,200 calories right now. And it's about 1 p.m. 1 p.m. 30 right now. So just carbs, 1,200 calories. And a couple things that I learned. So I asked around in the venue. I asked them a couple things. And first of all, the call outs are going to be in Spanish. Yeah, that's going to be an issue. So I got to learn how call outs sound like in Spanish so that I don't mess up. So that's going to be an issue. So for example, if they're going to say front relaxed or front double bicep, they're going to say it in Spanish, only in Spanish, not in English. Second thing is that so I learned that I'm going to step on stage 3 times. First time is going to be like an introduction. So I'm gonna go on stage, basically do like 30 seconds of my best poses, and I'm just gonna get judged on that. Then the second time that I'm gonna be on stage is going to be the mandatory poses. So that's where I'm going to get compared to other people in my division. That's the second time. That's where you go through the mandatory pose like front relaxed, side relaxed, rear relaxed, front double biceps, side chest, abs and thighs, and back double bicep. Those are the mandatory poses, and also a classic pose, best classic pose. And then the third time that I'm gonna step on stage is before they nominate you for places. You do your individual posing routine. So that's where you do the 1 minute posing routine, where they use your music. So that's what I'm gonna do. So those are the 3 times you step on stage. There were some big ass guys there. And they were big ass guys shredded. Obviously, this is an untested show, so most of the people there are like taking steroids. They are on steroids, but this is just the show that I could do. So basically, why did I chose this show? Why did I choose this show? It's because it's the closest to my birthday as I possibly could have chosen. So basically, my birthday, I do my show at 19. So right now I'm 19. I do my show, I step on stage, and then in 2 days after doing the show, I turn 20. So that's why I wanted to do a show that was as close as possible to my 20th birthday. And it just happened to be this show right here, which is untested, not natural show. But I don't really care. I'm just stepping on stage for the experience, just to bring my best. I'm comparing myself to myself, and I'm bringing the best myself. I'm not comparing myself to anyone else. Plus, on top of that, I'm not planning for this to be my last show. There's gonna be more shows, and if I can do this show, I basically have experience of how it is to step on stage, meaning the next time when I step on stage, I can bring a better package than someone who hasn't stepped on stage ever, because I know the routine, I know everything. So that's also another thing. I definitely, okay, I'm not quite sure yet, but there's a huge chance that I'm going to be stepping on stage again in like maybe 2 or 3 years. The plan for now is going to be simple. I have to put on my first coat of tanning. The whole backside of the shirt, the armpits are just brown from the self tan. But what we have to do now is I have to apply this right here, the Pro Tan self tanning thing, the super dark base coat. And you have to do this twice, but you do it once, then you wait like 6 hours for it to kind of dry, and stick onto your body, and then you do it again after 6 hours. So that's, you do it twice basically. So you have this sponge, and you just take this, you spray it onto the sponge, and then you just kind of apply the tan to yourself. Obviously, starting from feet up. So I would just go like this. The thing is, it's gonna be quite hard for me to do my back. It's not gonna be as hard because my back is not as big as other people's. So I can kind of try. Yeah, so I think that's gonna be fine, but that's basically the main rundown. So I'm just gonna go over my whole body slowly. Yeah, I can already tell the difference. Yeah, you can definitely tell. You can definitely tell this leg right here is much darker. It's gonna take me like an hour probably to do a even application everywhere. So I'm just gonna get on with it. Probably play some videos in the background and apply the first tan. And there we go. I can already definitely tell the difference. Now I need to not touch anything for the next like 10 to 20 minutes for it to dry off. Hopefully, I'm not gonna sweat too much. Um, but this is how I'm gonna look. So the back, I think you can tell in the mid back, I just can't. It's a bit lighter, but I tried my best. But this is what it's gonna look like. So this is the first tan. Now I need to wait like 20 minutes, not touch anything. Maybe I can sit down on my shorts and just sit here for 20 minutes. Hopefully it dries. Then I wait 6 hours, 6 to 7 hours, and do it again. I'm super thirsty. Super thirsty. I've only drank like 500 milliliters of water. And now it's like, yeah, it's 2 p.m. 30. And I've only drank 500 milliliters of water. So I'm super dehydrated. This another meal is coming soon. I think I'm gonna have to eat something soon again. Not right now. Right now I'm just gonna dry off. And then there's not too much left to the day, so I only have to apply one more tan and then just rest. Like after I dry off the tan, I'm just gonna lay my legs up onto the bed frame and just rest, just watch like a movie or something, because this is it. This is it. Like there's what, like 15 hours left until the show. Like I've done basically everything that I can do. Now I just gotta apply one more tan and step on stage. That's it. So yeah, I'm just gonna let it dry, rest for a bit, and then probably see you at the next meal. Also, the deaf face is definitely coming in. Like the prep face, you can see my cheeks going inwards. That's because I'm dehydrated. That's from not drinking water. But yeah, see you at the next meal. Oh, wow, I just had the craziest nap of my life. The color is kind of set in. This is kind of what I'm gonna look like. Wait, let me turn on the. Ooh, yeah, no, that actually doesn't look that bad. So a real bronze-like color, and the color is gonna set in even more. There we go. The front, the side, and the back. Hopefully, yeah, the mid back, there's still some missing, so I'm gonna have to fix that in the second coat. And the legs went pretty fine, so you can kind of see the striations in the legs here, the feathering that you call feathering, like right there, right there. That's crazy. That's insane. This right here is insane. If you want to see my setup, so basically I laid down two towels so that I can lay on them, and you can kind of see from my back some of the tan went onto the bed. But yeah, this right here was my setup, and I just kind of had a fucking insane nap, fell asleep. But it's not yet time for the third meal. I'm gonna wait a bit more. I'll probably wait like an hour or so till it's like 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. Then I'm gonna have another meal. Until then, I'll just rest some more. It's just rest. Today is just resting. Kick my legs up. Get all the blood out from the legs. I'm still very very scared to overspill. I'm scared that I might not look as good on stage as I looked this morning. I'm scared about that. Hopefully, everything there goes right. Hopefully, I didn't restrict the sodium too much. Hopefully, I didn't restrict the water too much. I'm still fucking thirsty. So hopefully that goes fine. Hopefully I don't consume too much calories, too much carbs, and look watery. Right now I'm looking fine. I think if I look in the mirror, if I do a little posing, I think I look fine. But I'm kind of scared of how I'm gonna look tomorrow morning. They said that I'm gonna be basically one of the first to step on stage. As you saw, my number was 2. So I think I'm like basically one of the first that's going to step on stage. So that's great because the earlier I can step on stage, the less time there is. It's better. It's better because then I don't have to be dehydrated for as long. Um, it's less later in the day, so you may look less watery, but it's much better. But we'll see tomorrow, I guess. But for today, it's just resting, just one more meal, one more base coat, apply another meal, and then just sleep. Maybe I'll do a bit more posing, but yeah, the nerves are kicking in definitely as it gets closer and closer. So yeah, I'll just rest some more. This is my third meal, and also I'm going to drink 250 milliliters of water. So that will bring my total of the day to 750 milliliters of water including this, which is nothing. Yesterday I drank 5 liters of water. So I'm definitely getting dehydrated. I was in the toilet, pissing, and my piss is completely yellow. So basically, what that means is I'm dehydrated, which is which is good. That's what we're trying to do. Yeah, that's a thing. My lips are super super chapped. So that's also another sign of dehydration. I'm constantly thirsty, so it's working, but it's horrible, miserable. So that's why I'm gonna drink 250 milliliters of water. And for dinner or for the fourth meal, that I'm gonna have later, I'm gonna drink the rest of the 250 milliliters of water, and that's gonna total my day to 1 liter of water for a whole day. For our third meal, what we're going to have is 30 grams of honey, about 100 grams of candy, and I believe 6 rice cakes. So this is about 44 grams of rice cakes. 44 grams of rice cakes, 100 grams of sour candy, and 30 grams of honey. That's going to be my third meal. Again, pure, just carbs, just hammering in the carbs. And you know what? I'll throw in also some chicken. About 50, 62 grams of chicken as well to kind of finish off the protein. So I'm trying to keep my protein as low as possible. I think the daily protein is gonna add up to about like 70 or 80 grams of protein. But this is the third meal of the day, so I'm just gonna enjoy this. I'll probably watch a show or something. I'm not gonna eat this one in silence because
I'm honestly exhausted. Even though I've been resting the whole day, and this seems wild. Even though I've been basically sleeping in my bed, doing absolutely nothing the whole day, I'm still exhausted. And I'm eating a shit ton of carbs, which makes no sense, right? But I think that's just because my body's just starting up and it's still kind of exhausted from the last 3 days where I was on 1,500 calories, keto diet, no carbs. It's just from that, it's fatigued. I'll be completely honest, I'm more excited for the water than like all the sugar that's in front of me. But I gotta drink this sparingly, very sparingly. So yeah, let me enjoy this. Okay, and last rice cake of the meal. I'm feeling a little sick from the carbs. I mean, it still tastes good, but like the sugar is just giving me that kind of taste. And there we go. That finishes the meal. That was a shit ton of sugar. I really, really feel the sugar and the carbs from this meal. But we're gonna have another one at 9. I'm thinking 9 p.m. We're gonna have another meal similar to this. Whew. That was about 700 calories. Most of it was just sugar. Almost finished my water. I'm really, really rationing this water. Like, I could gulp down like 2 liters right now. I'm just so disconnected from reality right now. It almost feels unreal that all this time that I have put in is just colliding into this finishing act, finishing piece, the show. And it's getting so close. Okay, it is time for the second coat of the tan, and I am looking dark. Dark and juicy. The carbs are definitely, I do see a difference. Even though I'm just fully exhausted, I can barely even pose, but I do see a difference. Like, for example, like the chest striations and the abs, the shoulder, the bicep, the tricep, everything. Even see some striations in the glutes here. Everything is coming in juicier from the carb up, so the carb up is definitely working. And the tan is also bringing out some detail, so I need to start putting on the second coat of the tan. There's a lot of liquid left in there, so I'm definitely gonna make sure that I put on a thick coat this time. And also I'm gonna make sure, or I'm gonna try to do a good job on my back. Hopefully I can reach my back. But yeah, let's put on a second coat. Okay, there we go. Now I am looking super, super dark. Like, look at this. Compared to what like I was an hour ago, this is insanely dark. Like, the definition has increased so much. Like, look at the striations in the chest, and the ab definition has definitely increased. Holy shit. Okay, that made me a lot darker than I thought it would. But we'll see how the color sets in with time. And then I do have some more liquid left in here if I need to touch up in the morning. But I don't think I'm gonna have time in the morning.
Not enough time for the color to set in. This right here is looking super super dark. Like you can definitely see like you compare the face to the body. It's super super dark. Just gonna try not to touch anything for 30 minutes. Then I might rest some in my bed. You see the towels set up, so I might rest in my bed for a bit, and then we just have dinner left, or not dinner, the fourth meal of the day. Okay, and there we go. The day is almost over. Almost over. Tomorrow, stepping on stage. I still can't believe it. It's been definitely an experience, but we have arrived at our last meal. So, yeah, no shirt right now, no pants, because I don't want the tan to smear off. I think the tan right now is perfect as it is. I want to step on stage like this, so I want to have as less smearing as possible. So that's why I'm not gonna wear any clothes for the rest of the evening. Just gonna sit like this and eat my last meal of the day. So we got 7 rice cakes. 7 rice cakes. That's about 49 grams of rice cakes here. Then we're gonna eat about 70 grams of candy and 70 grams of honey on top of the rice cakes, and that's gonna finish off the carbing up for me for today. And then tomorrow morning, I'm gonna see how I look tomorrow morning. If I think I need any more carbs, then I have another pack of rice cakes that I'm gonna use. But also tomorrow morning, I think I need to intake some salt. So I'm gonna do that. So tomorrow morning, I'm still kind of carbing up, sort of, just a bit less. But yeah, this is the last meal for today. Today's macronutrients are absolutely insane in MyFitnessPal. It's like 2,700 calories. It's like 400 grams of sugar, 600 grams of carbs, and like 80 grams of protein and 11 grams of fat. So it's absolutely insane. Never have I ever had a day like this with the macronutrients. It's absolutely out of whack, but that's what you got to be doing for carbing up. Oh yeah, and also as I said, this is the last water for today. 250 milliliters of water, and then tomorrow morning we have another 250 milliliters of water, and that's it before the show. That's completely all the water cut out. I do believe that I'm completely dehydrated right now, so that's as dry as I can get. I mean, you can't really see with this lighting, but I do feel with the water manipulation and sodium manipulation, I did basically the best that I could have done. So I'm proud with that. The carbing up, though, it's a process. It's a learning process. You only learn, every time you do it. And this is my first time doing it. The carbing up is like, it could have gone better. It could have gone worse. I'm not quite sure. I mean, we'll see how I look on stage tomorrow. And then we can kind of deduce from that if I ate too much or if I ate not enough. And then the next time when I do something like this, which is probably gonna be in years, then I can do better. But yeah, that's good. That's pretty much it for that. So last fourth meal. Then after that, when I finish this, just hygiene, wash my teeth, and go to bed. It's about 9:30 p.m. right now, so very late in the night still. And then then I'll just go to bed.
I still have my sheets, my dirty sheets on the bed. I think I might have to sleep on them during the night because I'm not quite sure the people at the hotel are going to be too happy if there's tan lines on the sheets. So I'll probably have to sleep on the towels. Yeah, hopefully have a good night's rest. Hopefully wake up tomorrow morning and have a big shit. That's not a joke. I'm really hoping for that because again, the more water and the more food I can flush out from my stomach right before the show, the better I can look on stage. So that's another thing. Obviously, because I'm intaking so many carbs, most of the carbs are going to my muscles. If you carb deplete and then you eat carbs, the carbs are going to go to your muscles. If you overspill and eat too much carbs, then yes, the carbs will go to your stomach and that's bad. So that's basically the main idea. But yeah, so I'm hoping that maybe over the night something can build up in there and maybe I can have the last shit before a show and empty my stomach as much as possible. I have been feeling something in there, like maybe I could have a shit, but it's like it's really hard to push out. Like okay, I'm not gonna talk about this, but it's a whole thing. But yeah, this is my last meal. I'm gonna enjoy it. Probably watch some shows, and just enjoy basically the last dinner snack before my big show. Yeah, well, let's get to it. Well, gents, ladies and gents, that's it for today. Excited for tomorrow. Hopefully, everything goes correct and I bring my best. So, see you tomorrow morning. Good morning, boys. It is the morning of the show day, and I had the most shit sleep ever. I basically woke up like every 30 minutes. Plus, it was fucking cold as fuck during the night, and I had to sleep like basically naked on the sheets. You can see the sheets are absolutely covered in my tan, which means probably some of my back has smeared off onto the sheets. But it's actually funny. I had a dream where there were two men, one guy basically torturing the other guy to the point where the other guy absolutely broke down in tears. Like he would get tortured every single day, and the torture would increase in, in intensity until he broke down completely, crying without stopping. Which kind of this is kind of like a reach, but I suppose it could kind of represent dieting and what I'm doing right now. Basically torturing myself to the last, or what any bodybuilder does, torturing yourself to the last bit until show day. So that was kind of like a weird dream. But yeah, let's get our day started. So this was the whole night's setup. I just slept on these sheets the whole night. Well, hopefully it paid off and not too much of the tan went onto anywhere else. A fun thing I noticed during the night, I went to the bathroom to check like how my tan looked. I think this was like 4 a.m. And look what I noticed. You see this? I have a handprint on my chest,
which means during the night, I must have slept in a way where I put a handprint on my chest and also on my bicep. So look. So right here, there's a handprint. There's some fingers right here, and there's some fingers right here. So I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna fix that. I guess I can try to like smear it back on, but there's a pretty big chance that I'm gonna have to step on stage with handprints all over my body, which hopefully doesn't look too bad. Oh wow. No, you can definitely see that. That's really bad. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do. And another thing, my pits, my injured pits are gonna be pretty distracting on stage. Oh my god, that looks so bad. Like, it's completely bloodied out. Uh, yeah, when I hit abs and thighs, like you're gonna see my pits absolutely demolished. So a couple step backs, setbacks, but I think we'll be completely fine. I'll probably try to sit on the toilet for a little while, maybe like 30 minutes, see if I can push something out because it's very important that I shit right now. So I'm gonna sit on the toilet for a little while and then we can do some posing and also eat. Okay, I did not shit, sadly, but I did just finish posing. I'm looking super crisp. My midsection is looking super crisp. I think that's definitely from dehydration and carbing up. My muscles are definitely looking full, so that's all good. So the posing went completely fine. My midsection is, I do have some fat still here, so my midsection is not as clean. But how can I make it clean is by blowing out all the air that I have in my midsection. So I'm gonna have to make sure that on stage, I constantly blow out all my air, which is gonna be hard to remember because when posing, you have to remember to flex every single muscle in your body and at the same time blow out all your air. So that's kind of something that I have to keep in mind, which is gonna be hard to remember, but hopefully the posing goes okay on stage. We'll just have to see how that goes. Just do my best, try my best, and I'm also gonna have the videos taken of me and pictures taken of me, so I'm gonna have like high quality video from stage, so that's good. So now it's just all up to me and to pose my best. Not much more left that I can do to look better. Just gotta bring it and pose good. Okay, and here we are. So I have everything packed, everything ready in my backpack. So basically I packed my pre-workout, I packed my the slippers, I packed my trunks, my posing trunks, my pre-workout that I might use my pre-workout. Also a towel and maybe something else that I might have forgotten. But I have everything packed, so now it is time for the last meal, last carb up meal before the show. and I'm thinking pretty simple. So I need to intake, so obviously only carbs, no protein, no fat. This is crucial right before the show. You should not be eating fats or protein. So I think I'm gonna go for about 100 grams of candy. 100 grams of candy. 2 rice cakes. Uh, about 20. Yeah, I'm thinking 20 grams of honey and salt. Salt. So right here, as you can probably see, I have pink salt in there. So I'm gonna take some rice cakes and put extra salt on there. About 1 gram of extra salt. So we have 2 rice cakes right here. And I want to just put about half a gram on each rice cake. So here, just so you see, we have our scale, we have our salt right here. So I want to go for about 10 grams of honey. So that's about 12 grams of honey. And then half a gram of salt. So basically what that is supposed to do is basically bring water back into my muscles slowly by adding sodium. That's what it's supposed to be doing. This is not going to taste too good. No, tastes alright. So now that I introduce salt, then my body can hold on to the water that's still left much better, and it can shuttle water into my muscles much better as well. And then I'm also gonna bring all these, the rest of the rice cakes and the candy with me to the show, and maybe if I decide to eat some, but that's probably going to be too close to the show. I don't think I'm going to do that. But I'll still bring them with me to the show. Maybe I eat them, maybe not. As per how I'm going to get there, I actually found there's a bus that's going straight to there. And it's going there at like 9. So I have a way to get there, which is very good. I don't have to pay for like overpriced taxis. And also we have the 250 milliliters of water, which I'm gonna drink sparingly up until the show. So I do not have to finish this right now. I will be drinking that very slowly. As for the pre-workout that I said, I think I'm gonna take my pre-workout like maybe like 60 to 90 minutes before stepping on stage. I'll try to. I'm still not quite sure when exactly I'm stepping on stage, so I'll see. But probably at like 9:30, I'll take like 100 or 200 milligrams of caffeine. Hopefully that gives me some stimulation, maybe counteracts the bad sleep that I had, and I just feel a bit better stepping on stage. So I'll definitely take some amount of caffeine. That's about 100 grams of candy that I'm gonna be absolutely downing. Hopefully it goes to all the right places. So calorie wise, this breakfast that I'm having right here is about, or like 500 calories of just pure carbs. Okay, and there we go. That finishes off the last carb up meal. I'm feeling energized. I'm feeling ready to go. So let me just like brush my teeth, get my shit together and head out because I need to head out pretty soon to make it to the bus. So yeah, let me just get ready. And boys, we have arrived at the venue. And they also have like a full-on protein store, everything that you would need on a diet. You got the sauces, you got the low calorie Nutella protein. They got everything here. The whole venue. Oh, and I think I see the stage as well. Oh, there we go. There's the stage. Sadly, I guess there's no video or photos on stage, but there you can see the stage. Right there. That's where I'm gonna be stepping on. So yeah, we can't access the stage yet. It's gonna open in like 20 minutes. But this is pretty much it. This is the whole place. So that's it. I guess now we just wait for them to open up the stage. Then I go backstage, pump up, drink my pre-workout, and then we just step on stage. Yeah. Seems crazy. I'm just thinking about the pre-workout right now. This is probably the best time to take it. There's not going to be any better time. Plus, the caffeine is going to give me like sustained energy for like the next couple of hours, anyways. So I don't have to worry about that. I'm just hoping that it doesn't bloat my stomach too much, or doesn't like do something that I'm not expecting it to do. I'm just scared. I'm scared to introduce new variables into the equation. I'm already messing with so much, like sodium, water, carbs, and everything. So I'm just kind of scared to introduce new variables like caffeine. But caffeine is, a great stimulant, and I think it's definitely going to help me with energy. It might even give me maybe some vascularity, some extra vascularity. So that's why I think I'm going to take it. I don't think I'm going to dose too much. I think probably like 150 milligrams of caffeine. But yeah, now is probably the best time to take it. There's not going to be any better time. Hopefully that gives me some energy, maybe fights off the tiredness that I have from last night. Last night was horrible, absolutely horrible. Probably the worst of the whole prep, I would say. Even though I didn't need to go to the toilet as much, it's just the fact that I was sleeping on towels. I couldn't cover myself in the sheets. I was waking up every 30 minutes. It was stress as well for the show, dehydration, everything just crashing into one thing. So the night was horrible. Hopefully, the caffeine maybe fights it off a little bit, gives me that extra energy, maybe some vascularity. But I think the stage might be open, so let's go look at the stage. Okay, I don't have much time to talk because I'm soon going on stage venue. This is the venue. It looks absolutely legendary. I have to go backstage very quick because I am very soon stepping on that stage, so it's showtime. And it is over. It is over. We just finished, stepped off stage. It was an absolutely incredible experience. There are some absolute mass monsters on stage. the venue. It looks absolutely incredible.
Cuarto de giro a la derecha. Cuarto de giro a la derecha.
There it is. That's the experience over. 19 weeks of dieting. And it's over. That was honestly incredible. It was a bit confusing on the stage with the call outs and everything. And basically, there was no posing routine, so they cut that out. So it was just the first time we stepped on stage was the three poses that we did, three best poses. Then second time we stepped on stage was when we did the quarter turns, and then another time we stepped on stage is when I think when they judged, those were the finals. The third time we stepped on stage, or the third time we posed, that's where we went through all the mandatory poses, and there was no posing routine. However, I did my own posing routine in the sun, and I look absolutely crisp and also absolutely bronze. I think the tan is like super way too bronze and not dark enough. But yeah, that was the posing. Um, there were some absolute mass monsters backstage. So backstage, it was basically like you could change. There was a room for changing. Then there was a room for pumping up. There was actually a room for pumping up. There were all kind of machines and everything. And then it was backstage where you stand with other people and wait for you to be called up onto the stage. And it was just chaos, but there were some huge guys even in my class. When I stepped on stage with those people were first timers, so like they compete for the first time, and they were absolutely massive. Like I could not compare, not one bit. But that honestly made me enjoy the show even more because I'm not competing to win. I'm just competing to be my best self for the experience, and it was definitely an experience. A pretty short experience, I'm not gonna lie. It was only like 30 minutes or so. Not even. Yeah, no, it was around like 30 to 40 minutes of backstage. Also pumping up. I did manage to pump up. I used my bands. I did not use the machines. I used my bands to kind of get my shoulders pumped up, my biceps pumped up, and my chest pumped up a bit. Now it's over. It's over, and that's it. I go back to my regular life now. There's not going to be any cheat days or cheat meals or nothing like that, because even after a show, it's not the best idea to cheat after a show. It's just not, because that's where you're the most sensitive uh, to cheat meals, and it's not a great idea to cheat. Oh yeah, and I also didn't mention that I was one of the first to step on stage. I was literally like, yeah, I was second to step on stage. So the number did represent which you are to step on stage. So that's why it was also a chaos. I almost even missed my stepping on stage. That's how chaosy it was. I'm not even really craving a cheat meal. I think that's because I think I there's always I brought my best. I brought the best that I could have brought. Right. But there's always that voice in your head telling you that you could have done more. And I think because I have that voice telling me that I could have done more, that's why I'm not craving a cheat meal. I'm almost like I'm proud of myself, but at the same time, I'm also kind of disappointed that I didn't bring more. But that's probably why I don't even want a cheat meal. Secondly, I probably don't want a cheat meal because I've had a shit ton of sugar in the past couple hours. So that's probably another thing. And third of all, I I'm not going to cheat or eat like a big meal, because it's not a great idea. Your body, your metabolism needs to adapt back into, you need to get back into a normal routine, and you should not be, yeah, you can, if you want to, you can eat some form of cheat meal after your show, just to get that quick dopamine hit, if you really want to. But best practice is to not, and just get back into your regular diet. Maybe work in some sweet stuff into your diet, but stay within your calories, within your protein, fats, and carbs, and just stay like that. And then after like three weeks or 4 weeks, when your metabolism has adapted, then you can start to uh, you know maybe have like a cheat meal, a bigger, or a cheat day if you really want to. There's been so many emotions along the 19 weeks. It's been a whole ride. Like right now I'm feeling relieved. Like, it's been a lot. I've been through ups, I've been through downs, I've been through dark times, good times. I've been through every emotion there is. And I want to say this is probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And now it's just concluded. Now we move on to the next big thing, which I think for me is just going to be getting back on track, bringing up all my lifts back to where they were, because my lifts have been absolutely horrible the past weeks. Bringing those back up to maintenance, um, and just bringing back the strength, and then just growing more muscle for the next show. The next show we're looking at maybe in like 2 or 3 years. So that's, I'm just going back into off season, very slight calorie surplus off season, and then just ride it out for 2 or 3 years, and then step on stage again. I gotta process all the emotions. And I'm gonna look at how I did with posing. I'm gonna look at the playback, look at how I looked, and then get back home and maybe yap a bit more. But right now, I just gotta sit here for a little bit and process my emotion. Oh yeah, another insanely funny thing was, so basically I did the three poses that I did, like the 3 times that I posed. After that, I was standing backstage for quite a while. I was waiting to be called back on for the posing routine. I was waiting, and the guy who calls people on, he was like, "Oh yeah. Only the top three. Only the top three have to stay. You're finished. You're finished." Like, oh, like you didn't make it in the top three. Uh, like, you're done for that day. I'm sorry, but you're done for the day. That was the funniest thing ever. So basically, that's how he broke the news to me that I'm done for the day, and then I'm not gonna be stepping on stage. But that was absolutely hilarious. But I mean, I'm not even mad. The other people that were on stage with me, like, you could see, they I mean, obviously, they, none of them were naturals. Obviously, this is not a tested show, so they were like 3 times bigger than me. My legs were actually pretty decent. I did see my legs on the screen in front, but my upper body, obviously, super lacking. So that's how he broke. That was absolutely funny. But yeah, besides that, not much. So yeah, I'm just gonna process some emotions, get back home, look at how I looked on my phone, and yeah, just suck it all in, I guess. Okay, and we're back home. Ah, that was a lot. So we're back home. Yeah, I've hydrated already. I've drank a shit ton of water because I was extremely thirsty. I also used sodium, a shit ton of sodium. So in here, I have the salt that I showed you before. I've just straight up put salt into the water bottle and just drank it with that. I feel so much better now with the hydration and with the sodium because sodium I've been depleting from sodium, so now getting it back into my system allows my body to hold on to the water, and it's not just constantly excreting it all the time. So that's why getting in my sodium is super important. I've also had a shower, so I washed off my tan. I still have some tan on me. That's gonna take some time to come off, but most of it I have washed off. And funny thing is, right here, this is the towel. This is what the towel looks like. I don't think the hotel people are gonna be too happy with this. It's absolutely brown. That's the towel, but whew, just freshened up, rested from posing and all the stress. Feels feels like a shit ton of emotions. That's what it feels like. Fun thing, while I was sitting there after the show and just sulking in all the emotions and experience, I actually talked to another guy who was there, like competing as well. He was competing and he's like, I think it was like second show in a row in like in a week, and he's competing in another show like in 3 days again. He was a professional, so I talked with him a bit, and it was just fun chatting. He gave me some knowledge as well. We just chatted it up for a bit, but cool dude, cool vibe all around. Just a good community there. Even backstage, like we talked a lot with other people, and everyone was super friendly. It's a lot. And also, I did look at how I looked on stage, and honestly, I mean, yeah, I brought my best, I guess. The best that I could have brought, I guess. Well, not really. I'll talk about that, but I have seen the stage photos and the stage video now, and yeah, I mean, I'm super proud of how I looked. There's not much I can change now, but looking at it retrospectively, there was a couple things that I would have changed. So the carb up actually, even though I consumed 600 grams of carbs yesterday and like 100 grams of carbs this morning, it was not enough. Retrospectively, I should have consumed even more carbs, so I was not filled out as much as I could have been. So that's kind of like you live and learn. Obviously, I didn't have a coach coming into this show. It's my first show. I'm going off only experience, and I don't have any experience competing. So obviously, I did some things wrong. But now looking back at it, I could have carved up a bit more. I could have drank a bit more water to kind of fill up the glycogen stores, because glycogen stores also require water. So I think I dehydrated myself a bit too much. So I should have taken in a bit more water, a bit more carbs, but there's not much I can change now. And I'm proud of what I brought now that I have seen me posing on stage. Another thing I wanted to mention, the pre-workout definitely worked. Uh, okay, I should have, it worked, but also I should have taken it a bit earlier. So because it was a super huge chaos, and I was the first, basically the first or the second person to step on stage, it was a huge chaos. So I didn't know when to exactly take the pre-workout. I should have taken the pre-workout a bit earlier, the caffeine, but it worked. The caffeine definitely worked. It definitely gave me more energy to pose better. So the caffeine, that's definitely worked. That's a huge cheat code. I think everyone should be utilizing that for their shows. That's definitely a huge thing that I think helped me. Also from the sleep deprivation. So that's a huge hack. But besides that, yeah, just a whole experience. So what are my plans now? Moving forward, uh, just a huge off season. I'm gonna go back into an off season for like 2 or 3 years. Go in a super lean bulk. So I'm gonna do something like 5 to 10% calorie surplus and just main gain or slowly gain muscle over 2 or 3 years, and then after that I can come back, compete again, and hopefully this time compete in a natural bodybuilding show and possibly win it. But yeah, compared to the guys that were in my class, and fun fact, the guys that I was posing next to, those were first timers, meaning they were competing for the first time. They were the same as me, but they were absolutely massive. So it's just funny to me that people get like they're kind of. I feel like people are kind of scared to compete more, and they basically want to win it. Yeah, they only want to compete if they're going to win. But they were absolutely massive. And also, one thing that I absolutely screwed up. I should have competed in juniors. I thought that first timers juniors division. I thought that first timers division would have had people who are a bit less experienced, but no, there were only two people competing in the juniors division. Meaning, if I would have competed in the juniors division, I would have had my posing routine. So basically, only the top three of the division do their posing routine. And because in my division, I was not top three, and there were more people than just three people, I did not do my posing routine, which was a bummer. I really wanted to do my posing routine. But in the juniors division, there were only two people, meaning if I would have joined the juniors division instead of the first timers division, I would have had my posing routine. God damn it, that's one thing I definitely regret. That's a huge bummer. And I'm definitely happy that I'm not gonna have to pose anymore. I'm so happy about that. I've been posing like every single morning, like at least 30 minutes to an hour, and it's miserable. I hate posing so much, so I'm gonna be so happy to not pose anymore. I might even quit posing completely, like just not even pose after my training. But yeah, that's kind of the big overview of the my future plan. Oh, and also you gotta now be wondering, what is my massive cheat meal going to be? Now that I've finished the show, I can go on a 10,000 calorie bender and eat everything I want. Yeah, no. We're having some pasta with cheese on top. We're having sausages, and we're having rice cakes. So just regular old food. No cheating on nothing, no cheat meals, no pizzas and burgers and everything. Obviously, you can have those things, and like I could be having those things in moderation, but yeah, I'm just gonna have a well balanced, well deserved meal after a show, and even pasta. I mean, I haven't eaten pasta so long, probably months. Yeah, months. Mmm. Oh, that's actually. Oh, oh, that's really good. Oh, this I put in some salt as well. Oh my god. That was you do not understand. That is actually delicious. I have not had pasta more than just 1 month. Months. I have not had pasta in months. Oh, and the cheese has melted onto the pasta. This is oh my god. Ugh. Oh, I can't explain it, but yeah, I'm just gonna stick to my normal diet now. I'm not gonna go on a 10,000 calorie bender and gain all the weight back in a week. I'm just gonna slowly kind of reverse diet slash slowly diet into a lean bulk. And so there's no well, okay, you could kind of call this like a cheat meal. Okay, it's not a cheat meal calorie wise. It's not a cheat meal in the sense that it's not 10,000 calories, but this whole meal right here you're looking at is 1,000 calories. So it's still a massive meal, but looking at my daily calories, it's my daily calories is 2,500 calories. So it's not like, I'm eating to 10,000 calories and gaining all the weight back. No, I'm just eating a balanced meal. And I'm also not craving any other foods really. So I don't think I'm gonna have too much trouble with that. But if I do want a burger, like I'll be able to work it into my diet. I'm just not gonna exceed my calories by like a lot. That pretty much finishes my whole journey. My last 3 days leading up to the show and the show and yeah, tomorrow I'm flying back home, um, and everything's turning back to normal. So it's been a journey. Thank you for if you stuck around. This was a long ass video. If you stuck around, I'm thankful for you. But I'm also making this for myself as kind of so I can look back at it, the experience. But thank you for watching. Hopefully, you learned something. I definitely learned a shit ton from this prep. A shit ton. I learned more in the last 19 weeks than I have learned in 3 years of bodybuilding. So, a lot of knowledge that I have gained. Hopefully, you learned something. I definitely gave a lot of thinking points throughout this video, but it's been a journey. It's been an experience, and see you in the next one.